Walk us through, this is personal, but how you're down.
So look,
I don't want to look at the mountain falling. How do you do, what should you do each day? What did you do each day?
I sort of teach this to students.
This is very Ben Franklin, you know.
Yeah, so basically, when you're going through a very high pressure situation, so the fund was down 30-something%. The press, loves you on the way up and loves you even more to write about you on the way down. So there was a lot of very negative press. There was some litigation in connection with that Valiant investment, and I was in the middle of a divorce. So it was bad. It was about as bad as it gets, but I didn't have a health issue. So one, it's important to keep perspective. But the way you manage through that kind of stressful situation, all of us are going to have a moment like this. Unfortunately, it's going to be, a health issue. It's going to be you're fired from your job, your startup fails. You will, and it's even harder when you've fallen from a high place to a low place. So my method was just, I'm going to make a little progress every day. Compounding is the solution to the vast majority of progress in the world, and personal compounding is even more powerful because you make 0.1% progress every day. It doesn't sound like a lot, but annualized, it's a huge amount. And so what I said to myself going through this period is, each day I'm going to make progress. I'm not going to look back to where I was, because if I look there, I'm going to get discouraged. I'm just going to focus on the next step, and then the next step, and the next step. And you don't notice any meaningful change for the first few weeks, but about 90 days in, you're like, okay, I'm here. Here's where I was. Now, I used to be up there, but I'm just going to keep compounding. And the curves of compounding, which I'm sure you know well, start like this. They don't.
1,000%. I could not agree with him more. And I love that he started to break it down from a personal standpoint that we can all relate to. I think a lot of times, man, when you hear from people who are super successful, whether or not they're billionaires, decamillionaires, whatever it is, it can feel at times that they're a bit removed from what people like you and I go through on a day-to-day basis. But no, the lessons are, you can use them in many different arenas. Just because you're playing at the $50,000 range or $100,000 range or whatever it is so important about what he's saying. I remember when I lost everything. I lost everything. When I say everything, I'm talking about cars repossessed, evicted from my home, fired from both jobs, on the verge of divorce, like Bill was mentioning in this video. And the only thing that I could turn to was that daily actions, the things that I could do on a day-to-day basis to put me at least in the right mind frame